Hello. Let's see. Let me get things together. Oh, there's somebody on there. Hi, Dr. Lulu. Let's see. Okay. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Oh, no, you can't. Is it noon? Yeah. Hello, I think we are live. Good, and we're recording. So thank you for joining me today. I am Andrea Lahti, and I'm an epigenetic coach and a licensed clinical therapist with the Pioneer Clinic for Integrated Healing with Dr. Lulu Shemek and lots of other wonderful practitioners. And let's see, sorry, this is my very first webinar ever, so please bear with me if I get a little awkward with the technology. I try to keep it pretty low tech though, so hopefully that will work well for me for my first time. So okay, so let's see, this is Brain Health Week, and so I figured because I'm a licensed clinical social worker and I specialize in EMDR therapy, which really relies on the neuroplasticity of the brain to help people get control of their brain, get control of their thoughts again, to overcome PTSD, severe anxiety, depression, help them sleep, get over fears. It's great for many things that are really core in, get one of my brain pictures out, that are really stuck in the limbic system where a lot of things get stuck from early on, or just if it's a deep trauma. So anyway, so I thought it's only natural that I should give a little talk about brain health and de-stressing your brain and how to take some of the load off, because the brain does a lot. So, and it's really the most extraordinary and complex organ, and apparently the most complex object in the world. So, you know, especially at its peak. But so it's surprising that it's only been recent that we've learned so much about our brain and have really started focusing on brain health. But, you know, we've been focusing on our body health, but a lot of times things that are going on in our brain are reflected in our bodies. So it seems only natural we should focus more on our brain. We have, over the past several decades, seen a lot of chronic illnesses that affect the brain quite a bit, including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease and Alzheimer's disease and other types of dementia, Parkinson's. So yeah, clearly we need to start paying more attention to our brain and what we can do to help keep it healthy. So, so there are now, someone has established 4 pillars of brain health. And one of the good things is that a lot of what helps us keep our body healthy also helps us keep our brain healthy, because the brain and body are in constant dynamic bidirectional communication. So, so it won't be anything really new, but the focus today, which may be new for some of you, is the focus on brain health. So, so the first pillar of brain health is to stay physically active. So because when we're getting our muscles activated, there are a lot of molecules that creates, and that goes to the brain and increases blood circulation and induces the formation of new brain cells or neurons and the connections or synapses between them. And it helps increase oxygen circulation in the brain. My poor son has heard that a lot, especially as he went off to college. He's like, yeah, don't forget to exercise when you're in college too, because that will help your brain function better. And he's a good kid. He's been listening. So anyway, second, stay mentally active. Staying mentally active is a very important component. There are other components too to brain health, but this does help increase brain plasticity in the brain. So there's a couple core concepts here that are true. So one is use it or lose it. So as long as we're using our brain and using those, creating those synapses and having them fire, then they will keep firing. And the other one is that neurons that fire together wire together, meaning that the more connections you can make in your brain, the better you'll be able to keep the memory and keep those neurons active. So that's why the more you learn, the better, because you're creating new synapses all the time, new connections, and your network becomes larger and larger and more solid. So, and there is eating a healthy diet. Again, nothing new, but the focus on brain health. There are some things that are more protective of brain health than others, like omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin B, and a lot of antioxidants. So if you aren't eating fish on a regular basis, I would say at least five days a week, then or you're not eating as healthy as you maybe should be, then I would recommend supplementation. So, and I have a few here I wanted to share with you. So there's one called Vitamind, and that has a lot of great supportive supplements in it, in natural ones like ginkgo biloba, goji kola, ginseng, and but of course there's always omega-3 fatty acids. They're so important for brain health. They help all of our neurons fire and keep flexible. Human Extreme is a great, powerful antioxidant, and it's super concentrated. And then there's activated bees, and bees are so important, and I have learned just how important they are through my epigenetic coaching and studies. Some people have a resistance to being able to metabolize some of the vitamin Bs, so it's good to find out if you fall in that category. If you take vitamin B vitamins and it doesn't seem to help you, then it could be that you need some specialized type of B vitamins in order to help your body absorb them. But anyway, enough of that. Fourth pillar, don't stress too much. Easier said than done, I know. But it really is important because we to survive through history, through thousands of years, we have created this fight or flight response. And back when it was running from a saber-toothed tiger, it was great. But now that we can't tell the difference between that and a deadline at work, then we're under way too much stress. It takes our body 4 to 6 hours to recover from 5 minutes of stress. And how many people are just have 5 minutes of stress a day? Probably not many. So so it's important that you engage the opposite of fight or flight and engage your relaxation response as much as you can. And we'll talk about that with some more specific examples. So, and I am using a list that from a kind of guru that I love to follow, Mark Grant. He is an EMDR practitioner and, like I said, guru who came up with a protocol for using EMDR to help people manage physical pain, which I have used quite a bit. It's great. So anyway, he came up with a list of 27 things that you can do to care for your brain and let me make sure I'm taking care of the time. Oh yeah, I knew I'm way too fast. I get kind of nervous and start talking fast, so I'll try to slow down. So anyway, know thyself. So And particularly when it comes to whether you're a right or left brain kind of person, and personalities associated with that. So there is sort of a misnomer about left brain people being more into mathematics, and right brain people being more into art, and there's some truth to that, but actually people who are into math have that communication between right and left brain a lot, because we get details from the numbers in this case, from the left side of our brain, and we get concepts and global thinking from the right side of our brain. So let's say if you find comfort in order and predictability, then you're a left brain kind of person. And if you are more interested in the excitement of new things and the new world and new technology, then you're a right brain kind of person. So this will help you know kind of what your likes and dislikes are, the things that are going to make you nervous, the things that are going to make you kind of stressed. Like if you don't like to see things unfinished, your left brain, or if a lot of detail kind of seems boring to you, then you're more right brain. So you can kind of tailor your conversations and your life more around your preferences and what's going to keep you out of a stress situation or decrease the stress situation. Number 2, avoid stress like it's poison, because it is poison. So there's a psychiatrist, Milton Erickson, that said, if you meet someone who makes you feel bad about yourself, run, because that's a huge source of stress. We already have to make so many decisions and probably overthink things way too much in life. So if you have somebody there adding to that stress and making life miserable for you, you try to find a way out of it. And sometimes we can't. Sometimes we have to deal with situations because it's a work situation, or we have to do this for our kids, or something. And in that case, find a way to deal with those situations more. Increase your distress tolerance. Number 3, meditate. Meditation is a powerful brain booster. I know you've heard that before. It can't be stressed enough. There's multiple studies about all the hundreds of benefits it brings you. And one of the main things I see it as doing is helping you control your brain. It helps you control your thoughts. We can control your thoughts, and they're not running all over the place, and you're decreasing the stress on your brain. Sleep is so important. One of my favorite things. But anyway, everybody varies. Everybody's different. Again, know thyself. And I do have a genetic panel that can help you bring some insight into your internal circadian rhythm. And did you know that every organ in your body has its own internal clock? It's true. So sometimes all these different clocks get out of whack, and or some people have more of a propensity to wake up in the middle of the night than others, or have a longer propensity to fall asleep than others. And so I think it's really stress relieving to know what your propensity is, so you don't stress out about it. If you know it's going to take you half hour to go to sleep, then it should take some of the stress out of it to know that you're kind of wired that way. And so even though there can be a range of the ideal amount of sleep for people, a rule of thumb is to get at least 7 hours of sleep a night. That's been shown by the National Cardiac Association. Is that right? I should check that. With the research they've done for heart health, that at least 7 hours of sleep. So, but some people need more. Some people can get away with less, but even one night of less sleep than you need can put you into sleep deprivation. It's kind of like you're running on brain fog. So very important. Keep it up. Okay, number 5, practice mindfulness. Very similar. Sorry about that. Okay. I forgot my phone comes through on my computer when I have it open. I forgot to turn that off. Let's see. So where was I? Practice mindfulness. Um, so this is something that kind of builds. When you start it, if you haven't started yet, you know, you may want to just determine some times throughout your day where you can just stop and kind of observe what's going on without analyzing or judging, and just, you know, kind of taking in all five senses. Okay, what colors do I see? What textures do I see? You know, it brings you fully into the here and now. When we think too much about the future, you know, that creates anxiety. And when we think too much about the past, I should have done this, should have done that, that can create depression. So it really helps us out a lot to practice mindfulness as much as we can, not to keep from planning for the future or learning from our past, but to keep us from getting stressed. Practice self-soothing. So get to know, you know, what helps you soothe yourself. You know, what kind of senses do you like to stimulate? You maybe like to use aromatherapy. Maybe you like to you know, go swimming. But make a list of things that helps you just kind of stop and smell the flowers and breathe deeply, so that you can soothe your whole neurological system. Get support. So we need to often have support from other people sometimes, especially when we feel like our brain is running too much or trying to accomplish way too much on our to-do list. Our to-do list is overwhelming, and sometimes it's just incredibly helpful to sit down with someone who is supportive and can kind of bring you back to earth. Number 8, learn, learn, learn. Learning stimulates our brain, and you know, I touched on that briefly with going through the 4 pillars of brain health. But variety is key as well. So meeting new people and a new skill, dancing, drawing, knitting. They have classes for men now, knitting classes for men, which I think is great. And you know, just go beyond your usual habits and create new relaxing habits. Step outside your comfort zone, number 9. So kind of goes hand in hand with number 8. Learning things, or that you can you know, travel, do something that makes you somewhat uncomfortable, like giving your first webinar. And it helps you learn, helps you expand your skill set. Something too that I have recently heard is, you know, become more ambidextrous. Actually, that might even be on his list. I might be jumping ahead, but you know, it's like whichever hand you're dominant with has more skills than the non-dominant hand. So so like your dominant hand could be 48 years old, and then your non-dominant hand could be 20 or be a teenager. So it can be really helpful and good for your brain to use your non-dominant hand. So let's see. Number 10, use it or lose it. Something kind of already covered, but yeah, so again, you're creating more connections that help you strengthen that neural network, and it helps to keep those neurons pliable and able to link up with other neurons. Oh yeah, I have a little video I want to share for this, if I can remember how to share it. So I just got this off Shutterstock a few months ago, but it's so pretty. Bear with me. Share screen. Oh yeah, here it is. I love little video here. Because sometimes our neurons do get just stiff, and that can cause problems such as depression. We fall into the same patterns in our brain. And so we need to keep them pliable and constantly interacting with other neurons. I hope I haven't gotten myself in trouble here. Oh, here we go. Okay. Good. And there's another one that's not quite as dizzying. So hopefully Shutterstock doesn't mind me using their videos. I think they're beautiful. And it's free advertising for them. So this one's slower, and it just gives a little insight as to what these neurons are doing. But I love visualizing them as well and having them make their connections. And that right there is basically the brain of the neuron, the center. Okay. Enough of that. So let's see. So back to okay, 11. Just as I thought, become ambidextrous. So yeah, try to use your non-dominant hand to do everything you can. I'm sorry, video is still on. It's making me dizzy. Okay. So you can draw with it, brush your hair with it, brush your teeth with it, try not to jab yourself in the jaws. And the more you use it, the more pliable that opposite side of your brain becomes. Number 12, avoid boredom. Boredom is the enemy of an active and growing brain. So if you feel bored, find something to do. This is a great segue into finding something new to learn and creating new habits, new soothing. So you can either go with soothing or stimulating activity. So number 13, do brain teasers, games, and puzzles. So, Sudoku is popular, crosswords, but you can also play games with your friends. Determine the name of the one, Cranium. That's a lot of fun, and it has a big brain picture on it. And yeah, it's stimulating. It has lots of different activities, and so you can use it to be more social as well. Play video games, and yeah, I would say be careful with that though. There are more video games online that have been shown to improve brain health. So maybe looking at those. There start out to just be a few. I know I should have written Lumosity, gamesforthebrain.com, proprofs.com, games, and mindgames.com. And there actually have been a lot of studies on these different games and how they're pretty impressive. I have tried the Lumosity ones, and they even further challenge you by thinking about, they completely will shift the screen sometimes, and you have to imagine looking at it from a different angle and how do you make this thing move around. So pretty cool. So those kind of video games. Sing to solve problems. So singing about your worries can activate your right hemisphere more. Sometimes we get stuck in our left hemisphere. So I try to do things that encourage that balance in both. Like singing. So exercise. So even just walking for 30 minutes a day can really help. Like we were saying before, with all the benefits that you can give your brain, from exercise. So just walking for 30 minutes can help stimulate cell growth and repair your brain, and healthy blood flow in your brain strengthens and maintains your neuronal connections. It doesn't matter whether you do weight training, Pilates, yoga. We have some great yoga classes at behind me, by the way. But every type of exercise is different, has its own benefits. So Vary your exercise routine. So again, avoid getting bored and vary it by maybe different types of exercise, or changing up the order of your exercises. Habit is easy, but novel is good for your brain. Diet, eat a rainbow diet, rainbow colors, because all those different colors are a reflection of different phytonutrients and antioxidants. So the more variety, again, variety is always good, then the more cell protection, neuronal protection you get. So let's see, eat complex carbohydrates, very important. Try to eat 80% of fruits and vegetables. The more fiber they contain, the better. So yeah, what Mark Grant had written was, pretend you will die if you don't eat vegetables. Well, actually don't pretend, because you will. That's pretty extreme though. So, but yeah, complex carbohydrates from vegetables, very important. Avoid trans fats. Yeah, they are also like poison. So avoid those as much as you can. Number 22, and I'm not saying the numbers for all these. Eat fish, chicken, turkey, and beans for protein. So, or at least try to focus on those for protein. Well, I like red meat. I like beef, and so, but I try to just have a minimal amount of it. So, but we do get lots of different amino acids, and there are some that we can, only get from fish, and some we can only get from beef, and so on and so forth. So yeah, in that case, again, if you have blocked out any of those from your diet, then supplementation would be the best way to get them. If that's also within what you can do. Anyway, eat seeds and nuts for fat and protein. So yeah, lots of great seeds and nuts out there: almonds, walnuts, macadamia nuts, pecans, pumpkin, sunflower, flax, and many other seeds. I like cashews. So they're so healthy and have lots of beneficial fats for your brain. Control your blood sugar. Too much glucose will kill your brain cells, and too little will starve it. So that's where it's important to keep as level of glucose in your body as possible. So and avoid the ups and downs, because then the ups means that we will come down, and the down is where we feel bad and low energy. So eat dark chocolate, one of my favorites. So it's full of antioxidants and minerals, and helps regulate blood sugar as well. So number 26, alcohol only in moderation. So also lots of sugar in that. Number 27, control your weight. So excess fat can play havoc with your blood sugar, and can make a lot of things more difficult in maintaining a healthy system. So, and then going over, so that was the 27. So, but I also wanted to highlight some of the best foods for the brain, because even though you may be decreasing stress in your life, if you're not giving your brain the tools that it needs in order to build those, to create those building blocks for good neurotransmitter activity, for like serotonin or epinephrine, then yeah, it's still not going to function at your optimal levels. So number 1, avocados. This is one of the healthiest fruits. The fruit, yeah, out there. I said vegetables, fruits. It has a lot of fat, but it's the good kind, monounsaturated fats. So it helps keep blood sugars level, and keeps your skin glowing. It contains vitamin K and folate to help prevent blood clots in the brain, as well as improve cognitive function, helping with memory and concentration. And they're also rich in vitamin B and vitamin C. So if you don't care for them straight up, then there's lots of great recipes out there to help you integrate them into your diet. And number 2, beets. So beets are so good for so many things too. You know, we should even say that about like almost every fruit and vegetable. We are blessed with lots of variety. So, but beets can really help with reducing inflammation. They're high in cancer-preventing antioxidants, especially if you have a concern about colon cancer. They're really good for that. And the natural nitrates in beets actually boost blood flow to the brain, helping mental performance. So, and during workouts, beets actually help boost energy and performance levels. There is someone here in town, I wish I could remember the name. It's been a little while since I've seen it around, but I think they're just really getting their product into stores, but the base of these juices are beets. They're really good. So, number 3, blueberries. So, again, high in antioxidants, and they have gallic acid, and they're really good at protecting our brains from degeneration and from stress. So, great way to de-stress your brain. Number 4, bone broth. I probably should have had just to show you or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's there's a lot of increased popularity in bone broth now, and it helps with healing your gut, as most people know, but also in healing your brain because of the brain-gut connection. When you overcome leaky gut, then you have less things flowing in your bloodstream that don't need to be there, that are harmful, going to your brain and creating often depression or anxiety. And even chronic illnesses such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and diabetes, and the list is long. So very important to keep up that gut health. Number 5, broccoli. Broccoli is like a superfood, right? So got vitamin K and choline in it to help keep your memory sharp. There's lots of vitamin C and lots of fiber. So yeah, just so many benefits, not just to your brain, but to your whole body. And anti-aging properties. Celery, believe it or not, that kind of surprised me because I don't think celery always is having a lot of benefits. But in particular to the brain, it has high levels of antioxidants and polysaccharides that act as natural anti-inflammatories to help alleviate symptoms related to inflammation, like joint pain and irritable bowel syndrome. So, and it is very nutrient dense, packs loads of vitamins, minerals, and nutrients with very few calories. In fact, I think it's one of those foods where it takes more calories to burn it than you actually take in by eating it. So 0 calorie, negative calorie food. Let's see. So number 7, coconut oil, one of my favorites. So yeah, there are so many things that coconut oil can help you do. If people take a coconut oil, like a tablespoon a day to help improve their memory. And I've had lots of people tell me, oh, it totally works. So it's a natural anti-inflammatory, suppresses cells responsible for inflammation. And it helps resolve those free radicals. It helps with memory loss, like I said, and helps you destroy bad bacteria that hangs out in your gut as well. So, superfood, dark chocolate, another superfood. And yeah, of course, for the dark chocolate, it's best to have at least 70% cacao in it. There is a cacao group here in Asheville, and I just happened to catch them a couple weekends ago. I would highly recommend it if you can find it. It's a group on Meetup. Thank you. So, give me a minute, but I get there. So, anyway, because when you have a lot of fillers, what I see as fillers, sugar and milk, and then it just decreases the amount of the helpful cacao that is so beneficial to your body and your brain. Egg yolks. So, yeah, egg yolks have a bad rap. They have a bad rap. And but egg yolks contain large amounts of choline. So especially for any pregnant women out there, very important for fetal brain development. So, and it breaks down bethane, which is a chemical that produces hormones related to happiness. So eggs can make you happy. It's a happy food. So that's why I've been eating so many eggs lately. But so yeah, please feel free. It's also such a great source of protein. In fact, on the protein absorption scale, BV for short, I can't remember what it stands for exactly, but it uses eggs as the gold standard for the most natural protein you can get out of, in that your body can actually absorb. So let's see, and yeah, try to go for organic, free-range eggs, and there are lots of great sources for natural, completely natural eggs here in Asheville. It's wonderful. In a lot of cities, there are people out there not from Asheville. So extra virgin olive oil, and everybody hears about EVOO and how great it is for you. And it truly is a brain food. So it has a lot of powerful antioxidants as well, known as polyphenols. So, and epigenetically, it is the bomb for turning on some very useful genes and turning off deleterious genes. So, and let's see, the oil helps fight against proteins that are toxic to the brain and induce Alzheimer's as well. So, yeah, very important. And of course, green leafy vegetables, always good. So, and there was a study which evaluated the eating habits and mental ability of more than 950 older adults for an average of 5 years. Those adults ate a serving of leafy green veggies once or twice a day, and they experienced lower mental deterioration than those who ate no vegetables, even when factors like age, education, and family history of dementia were factored in. So just once or twice a day made that much of a difference. So think if you're able to work in like 5 or 6 helpings of leafy green vegetables, even better. And they go well in smoothies. You can taste them in smoothies if you don't like the taste of them. So experiment with some new recipes. Number 12, rosemary. So we already knew that rosemary oils has a variety of benefits. But did you know the herb does too? So because it contains carnoxolic acid, and it helps protect the brain from neurodegeneration. And it also helps protect eyesight from deterioration. So yeah, just so many amazing things out there. Let your food be your medicine. As a philosophy major in undergrad, and I love that all this is coming back after all these centuries. Not that I was studying it centuries ago, but yeah, I learned a lot about the Greek philosophers and love how we're getting back to that. So number 13, salmon. So yeah, salmon in particular is packed with omega-3 fatty acids to keep help keep your brain run smoothly. So goodbye brain fog, improve your memory. It also helps. It has been shown in studies to prevent and help with side effects of ADHD. So by helping kids improve their focus. So it can also help prevent cancer and kill tumors. Yeah, so many benefits. Let's see, number 14, turmeric. Yeah, hence the curcumin extreme I talked about earlier. So, yeah, it's an ancient root that, yeah, some cultures use a lot of in their cooking. You may want to experiment with some Indian cooking. It's so yummy. It has lots of other beneficial spices in it too, like cinnamon, but curcumin in particular, so it's sweet potato, right? Helps to boost antioxidant levels and keep your immune system healthy. So it also improves your brain's oxygen intake. It keeps you alert and able to process information. It's a super spice. Walnuts can keep you from going nuts. Just munching on walnuts can improve your cognitive health. And just a handful is all that's really needed. And I would say almonds are kind of a staple too, for their benefits to the brain, helps you improve your mental alertness. So, okay. So now it's 40 minutes in, but that is pretty much my spiel that I had prepared. And so I'm just looking into, I don't know if I know there's a way for people to ask questions. So I was going to open it to do that. But, oh, here we go. So I just want to see if anybody has any questions about anything. And let me throw out there that if you have any questions that come up later, or if you would like copies of the information I went through today, feel free to call the ePione Clinic, and I can give you information with Kim there at the front desk so that she can hook you up with it. And let's see. And certainly, if you need any help with, figuring out what supplements are going to work best for you and improving your brain health and decreasing that mental fog, we have lots of great practitioners there and lots of great supplements there. Let's see, and my specialty would be the epigenetics, and have several reports that can help you figure out, what percentage of different macronutrients and micronutrients that your brain needs in order to function at its best. And there is a sleep genotype report as well that goes over, can you see that? Goes over, peek around so I can see if you can see it, over those different aspects of sleep that I talked about earlier, propensity towards falling asleep, propensity towards the amount of sleep that you need. It also goes to propensity of restless leg syndrome and narcolepsy. So, and then I have the genomic supplementation report. So it's more than micronutrients. And it covers everything from vitamin A to zinc, pretty much. And because some people, you would think that everyone would benefit from vitamin E supplementation, because the vitamin E is great and also helpful for neuron health, but for some people it can be detrimental and it can increase inflammation. So it's really incredibly helpful to know what's going to work well with your body, what's not going to work well with your body. And I do give talks, so far 2 every month, on epigenetics and the different panels and what they cover. So I should be prepared, right? I can't remember when the next one is, but just go visit ePione on Facebook, and they're on there along with lots of other great presentations and panels and lectures. I'll show this poster. You can also, like I said, find all this online, and probably won't be as grainy. I don't know if it's grainy on your side, but it's grainy on this side. But yeah, we have everything from yoga to and Pilates and liver purification. Awesome, good timing for spring. Yeah, first aid crystal kits, divine feminine group, goddess Persephone. Sorry, divine feminine group that's focused on the goddess Persephone. Sorry, that was yesterday. Doing a great job, aren't I? And there's paleo, gluten-free, clean meal prep workshop on the 21st. So lots of fantastic things out there for the community. Dr. Lulu's focus is really to be there for the community to help everyone feel their best, because there's so many things in our environment, so many mixed messages we get about what's good for us and what's not good for us, that we are there to help you out and help you sort through that. So hope to be able to answer some questions in the future, and hope to see you in the clinic. And please keep in touch via Facebook. Thank you so much. Take care. How do I stop? Any questions one more time?